Dreams as portals, decoding the messages of our subconscious. There is a realm where logic dissolves and time folds in on itself, a nocturnal stage where the deepest truths of our soul manifest in symbolic and enigmatic forms. This realm is the dream, a parallel universe we visit every night, often without fully grasping its vastness and power. For millennia, humanity has questioned dreams, sometimes considering them divine premonitions, sometimes simple neural discharges. But what if dreams were much more than that? What if they were in fact veritable portals, dimensional gateways through which our subconscious communicates directly with us, offering keys to healing, creativity, and profound self-knowledge? Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom, knowledge, and mysteries, was also revered as the interpreter of dreams, the one who could read the nocturnal book of breathings where hidden truths took shape. Today, even without his divine guidance, we can learn to decipher these messages, undertaking an inner awakening that begins in the heart of the night, a journey that leads us to the roots of our most authentic essence and to the understanding of the universal laws that Thoth has revealed. There's a special energy that flows when we connect with those seeking truth. If this journey into the dream realm resonates with you, we invite you to join our growing community of seekers. Like this video now, it's a small gesture that helps us enormously spread these messages of light. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future insights into these paths of awareness that open the mind and spirit. The dream world is a secret laboratory of the psyche, a place where the ego censorship loosens and truth can emerge in unconventional forms. It is not random chaos, but a sophisticated language, a code that our subconscious uses to process experiences, resolve internal conflicts, anticipate problems, and even guide us toward our destiny. Carl Jung, the renowned psychoanalyst, saw dreams as the royal road to the unconscious, a bridge between the conscious and the collective unconscious, populated by universal archetypes that resonate with every human being. When we dream, we are not simply reliving the day, we are navigating an ocean of symbols, metaphors, and narratives that reveal aspects of ourselves that waking life often conceals. Consider, for example, recurring dreams. They aren't simple annoyances, but rather the insistence of the subconscious trying to bring to our attention an unresolved issue, an unresolved trauma, or an unexpressed potential. Ignoring them is like ignoring a recurring alarm, missing the opportunity to address and resolve what's troubling us, and that continues to manifest until we give it due attention. Dreams are an invitation to look beyond the surface, to recognize that our inner reality is rich, complex, and infinitely wise. Not only do dreams tell us about our past or present, but they can also project us into the future, offering prophetic insights or symbolic premonitions, not necessarily literally, but through metaphors that our deepest selves can understand and interpret to better orient themselves on life's journey, anticipating challenges and opportunities. This predictive ability isn't magic, but the result of deep data processing by our unconscious, capable of grasping patterns and probabilities that the conscious mind, too often caught up in the superficiality of everyday life, misses. It's an internal radar that operates while we sleep, providing us with a compass for the often stormy waters of existence, a gift of primordial wisdom that Thoth himself taught us to value through the ancient texts and the emerald tablets, which emphasize the interconnection between the planes of existence and the symbolic nature of every manifestation. Modern science, despite its increasingly sophisticated tools, is beginning to recognize the importance of dreams far beyond mere nocturnal brain activity. Extensive studies of REM, rapid eye movement, sleep, the phase most associated with vivid and detailed dreams, have demonstrated its crucial role in memory consolidation, emotional learning, and mood regulation. It is during this phase that the brain reorganizes the information accumulated during the day, processes complex emotions, and perhaps, on a more subtle and spiritual level that science is still exploring, connects to broader dimensions of existence, to that invisible fabric that binds everything together. For ancient cultures, such as the Australian Aborigines with their sacred dream time, dreams were not merely individual and private experiences, but a direct connection to the time of creation, a gateway to ancestral knowledge and the very essence of reality. The boundary between dream and waking life became extraordinarily permeable, and the wisdom acquired in dreams was considered as real, if not more so, than that of waking life, influencing vital decisions and worldview. Thoth, as divine scribe, guardian of cosmic laws and inventor of writing, but also the one who recorded the destinies and mysteries of the soul, reminds us that dream interpretation is not a casual divinatory art, but a discipline that requires attention, deep introspection, and the ability to read symbols with an openness that goes beyond mere logic. The emerald tablets themselves, attributed to Thoth, speak of how what is below is like what is above, and what is above is like what is below, a principle that applies perfectly to the world of dreams. Our dreams are a faithful reflection of the universal laws that operate in the macrocosm and microcosm of our soul. Each element of the dream, an animal, an object, a landscape, a person, a sensation, is never random, but an eloquent piece of the puzzle that our inner self offers us for a deeper understanding and evolution of our consciousness, in line with the path of awakening we intend to undertake. Recognizing this connection means activating a fundamental and vital part of our existence. Understanding that denying the importance of dreams means amputating an essential part of our human experience and our spiritual growth. This expanded perspective allows us to see reality not as a monolithic and predictable block, but as a stratification of interconnected levels, where the dream is an essential and irreplaceable bridge between the visible and the invisible, between the manifest and the potential, between what we know and what we are destined to discover through timeless teachings. To access this profound and transformative wisdom, it's essential to develop a conscious practice of dream recall and analysis. Keeping a dream journal, recording every detail, emotion, color, sound, and symbol as soon as you wake, is the first and most crucial step in deciphering your dream language. It's an act of deep self-listening. There's no universal, definitive dream dictionary that can unlock every mystery, as symbols are deeply personal, woven into our individual experiences, our memories, and our collective unconscious. A snake, for example, could represent fear and betrayal for some, transformation and healing for others, or ancestral wisdom and secret knowledge for still others, depending on the personal and cultural context. It's necessary to question the meaning that symbol has for us specifically in the context of our current life, our challenges, and our deepest desires. Often, the most powerful insight lies in the emotions we felt during the dream. Were they positive, negative, confused, euphoric, or terrifying? Emotions are the guiding thread that guides us through the dream labyrinth, revealing the symbol's profound resonance. The process of interpretation is not a simple, detached intellectual analysis, but an intuitive and participatory act, a truly intimate conversation with our deepest self, requiring openness, honesty, and the willingness to confront uncomfortable or unexpected truths that the rational mind tends to repress. This process of deciphering can reveal hidden talents, unresolved fears that hold us back, repressed desires yearning to be expressed, and creative insights that can radically transform our daily lives, leading us toward full realization. Thoth, as Lord of hieroglyphics and sacred texts, keeper of the keys to universal understanding, and holder of the secrets engraved in the emerald tablets, teaches us that every symbol has its own grammar and syntax. Our task is to learn to read it with our hearts and minds, to not limit ourselves to the superficial nature of the story, but to dig deep to extract the gem of wisdom that every dream experience holds. This inner work is a true alchemical act, transforming the lead of the unknown into the gold of knowledge and awareness, illuminating every step of our journey and guiding us toward our awakening. In an ancient city on the edge of the desert, where the scorching sun carved mirages in the sand and the stars shone with ancestral clarity, lived a young scribe named Khepri, whose name meant "he who comes into being," or "who is born." Khepri was known for his diligence and sharp mind in his daytime work, transcribing sacred texts and temple records with meticulous precision. Yet every night his life turned into an anguished odyssey. He was tormented by confusing and frightening dreams that left him exhausted and troubled by morning. He often dreamed of finding himself in a dark, endless labyrinth with walls that shifted without apparent logic and voices whispering in an unknown language, indistinct sounds that generated in him growing anxiety and a sense of helplessness. The darkness of the labyrinth seemed endless, and each turn led him to a dead end or a further feeling of loss, an echo of his deepest fears reverberating in the silence of the night. One day, after months of sleepless nights and weary days, Khepri, overwhelmed, found himself before the temple of Thoth, begging for an answer and relief. Suddenly, an old, white-bearded priest, wearing a headdress depicting the sacred ibis, and a gaze that seemed to contain millennia of knowledge, emerged from the shadows of the portal. He was the high priest of Thoth, a man revered for his profound wisdom and his unmistakable connection to the scribe god. "Young scribe," said the priest in a deep, melodious voice, its echoes seeming to vibrate in the air, "Thoth, the lord of magic and writing, the architect of knowledge and keeper of the Akashic records, sees your anguish. You are not alone on your journey. Your dreams are not a curse but a gift, a divine language that your soul is learning to decipher. The labyrinth you see is your own mind. The voices are the unheard thoughts and intuitions of your subconscious, struggling to make their way. Thoth himself, the great recorder of universal destinies and teachings, has placed within you the ability to understand these messages, just as he engraved the truth in the emerald tablets. But you must learn to record and interpret them with the same care with which you transcribe the sacred texts." Khepri was confused. "But how can I understand them if they are so obscure and cryptic? I feel only fear and cannot make sense of what I see or hear in my sleep." The priest smiled benevolently. "Thoth does not give you direct answers, Khepri, for true wisdom is earned. He offers you the tools to find them for yourself. He shows you the path to your inner decoding. Take a scroll and a pen every dawn, before wakefulness clouds your memories. Write and draw everything you see and hear in your dreams. Treat these dreams like the most sacred hieroglyphics, for they are the hieroglyphics of your soul, a part of the words of Thoth engraved in your deepest being." From that day on, Khepri, with renewed hope and the spiritual guidance of the words of the priest of Thoth, began to keep a clean scroll and a quill pen beside his bed. Every morning upon awakening, before the images faded like mist in the desert sun, he drew and wrote everything he remembered: the labyrinth, his feelings of anguish or at times of faint hope, the voices that seemed to utter meaningless syllables, but which he now tried to faithfully reproduce. Initially they were only messy scribbles and incomprehensible fragments, but Khepri persevered, remembering the priest's words that reminded him of the sacredness of every sign and the promise of an awakening. Over time, Khepri noticed that the walls of his dream labyrinth were beginning to display familiar engravings, recurring signs that were beginning to make sense, and the voices were beginning to utter words that, though he didn't yet fully understand, he felt were his own, part of an internal dialogue that was finally unfolding. He discovered that the walls weren't shifting randomly and threateningly, but were following a precise path, a route that his subconscious, with the invisible guidance of Thoth, was trying hard to point out to him, a path toward a solution, a revelation, a way out. Anubis, the wise hermit who occasionally passed through the city and who had always kept a watchful eye on Khepri's progress, returned to visit him after a year. He found Khepri not only more serene, but with a new gleam of awareness in his eyes and a more proud and confident posture. Khepri showed him his papyrus scrolls, now rich with detailed drawings, recurring symbols, and precise annotations, a veritable atlas of his inner world, a testament to his journey. Anubis pointed to a recurring symbol that Khepri had drawn with increasing precision and affection, a small scarab beetle emerging from the sand, its wings ready to unfold for flight. "Do you see, Khepri? Your name is Khepri, he who comes into being, the symbol of transformation, rebirth, and the rising sun. Your labyrinth was not a punishment, but a metaphor for your own process of transformation, your slow but inexorable awakening. The voices were the echoes of your inner wisdom, trying to guide you toward your true nature, toward the light that has always been within you. Thoth showed you the way not with ready-made answers, but with the instrument of your own attention, your perseverance, and your heart open to understanding." Khepri, looking at his drawings, finally understood with dazzling clarity. Dreams were no longer a threat, but a constant and precious dialogue with the wisest and most ancient part of himself, a treasure trove of hidden and revealing knowledge. Through the writing of his dreams and the guidance of Thoth, he had learned to decipher the secret language of his soul, transforming night terrors into an inexhaustible source of profound knowledge, inspiration, and personal growth, illuminating every aspect of his waking life and guiding him toward a more conscious future, aligned with his true self, in a continuous process of awakening. We have walked the dream paths together, exploring how dreams are not simply fragments of imagination, but authentic portals to a deeper understanding of ourselves and our inner universe, an invaluable gift of wisdom that Thoth has passed down to us. Remember, your subconscious is a powerful ally, and your dreams are the messengers that invite you on a journey of continuous discovery, an infinite exploration of your highest potential. True awakening begins when we recognize and honor this intimate and mysterious part of our being, when we learn to listen to the whisper of our soul that speaks to us through ancestral images and symbols, just as ancient traditions teach. We invite you to treasure these insights, to continue exploring, deciphering, and integrating the wisdom of your dreams into your daily life, turning every night into an opportunity for growth and transformation. May each night be an enriching journey, and may your dreams always lead you toward the light of your most authentic and luminous awareness, like a beacon in the night. We sincerely thank you for sharing this moment of deep reflection with us, and for your precious attention, bringing with you a fragment of this eternal wisdom that resonates through the centuries. If this exploration of the dream world has sparked a spark within you, and you wish to continue exploring the mysteries of consciousness and inner knowing, join our community of seekers of truth and wisdom. Subscribe to our channel now if you haven't already, like this video to support us in our mission to spread the light of knowledge, and above all, leave us a comment below with 2 words that for you represent the essence of dreams: enlightened dreams. Your contributions, experiences, and reflections are a fundamental beacon for advancing our shared research and for weaving together the thread of a more conscious and fully realized existence. We look forward to seeing you in the next video to continue our extraordinary journey together, hand in hand, toward new revelations just waiting to be discovered. Until then, may the light of Thoth's knowledge always guide you, waking and sleeping. See you soon.